How is 5G changing the world? Let's look at the way connected communication systems are changing how we shop, work, and live. Let's start by discussing what 5G is. 5G is a new form of wireless communication that is enabling the next generation of speed in data transfer and bandwidth. In fact, that's what 5G stands for, fifth generation. It is allowing for technology to further untether itself from needing wires to accomplish what the most data-intensive operations demand. This is achieved through the use of additional radio waves compared to previous generations. Think about it like upgrading from a garden hose to a fire hose. Who is using 5G? Well, right now the United States and China are using their massive economies to blaze ahead of other nations in rolling out 5G networks in their cities. In fact, China and the United States have more cities on 5G networks than the rest of the world combined. This will reinforce the widening gap between the most and least developed nations. However, Canada is in the top 5. This means that Canada is giving its citizens and industries access to the advances 5G will unlock. Why are they using 5G and why is it important? Well, let's look at Solum Technologies, a greenhouse light manufacturer based in Canada. For Solum, the strengths would be that they've already got a highly technical skill set that's going to enable them to rapidly marry 5G technologies into their systems, and their position to seamlessly integrate with the agricultural market, a major potential 5G user. Weakness would be there's going to be some staff ramp-up required. Think about needing personnel that are familiar with radio wave technologies, with integrating those systems with their current systems, and the additional research costs to identify consumer needs. The opportunities would be to move beyond greenhouse systems, integrating with agricultural equipment in order to unlock smart farming techniques for their customer base. Threats would be regulatory concerns. Any sort of wireless communication is always going to be subject to regulation, which can cause headaches for businesses. Next will be the potential dilution of brand identity. Solum, obviously the root word being the Latin sol, meaning sun, clearly a strong link to lighting technology, and so there may be some brand dilution when they start introducing wireless technology. Next, let's talk about when Canada will be using 5G technologies. Currently, it's being used in cities and industrial locations to increase access to a digital economy. Think the gig economy, users being able to rapidly identify available cars using an Uber app, or an industrial application where you're able to transmit information wirelessly through device tags, enabling production teams to be up to date on inventory levels no matter where materials are in a factory. On the near horizon, think about connected agricultural systems, using real-time data to utilize the minimum necessary nutrients to maximize crop yields for the given input. This has massive implications for sustainable development by reducing environmental pollutants from excess fertilizer and preserving resources, like water, that are necessary to create plant growth in areas that lack nutrients. It can also reduce the amount of labor that's required to grow food, again reducing required resources. On the more distant horizon, you might see things like nationwide internet access that's providing every citizen with internet as a right. This would break down some barriers that are currently in place, where socioeconomic status limits access to certain technologies, or where your geographical location may limit your ability to get high-speed internet. This alone will help level the playing field so that every child has the ability to further their education, and adults have it as a resource to develop new skills, a problem that may become more prevalent as technology replaces low-skilled labor positions. Where is Canada using 5G? It's got implications in every industry. To highlight a few, especially some sustainable development goals, the energy sector can use 5G to feed greater amounts of data more quickly into AI systems, using 5G speeds to field real-time information about management and usage issues in the power grid. This can be used to prevent forest fires. In the agricultural environment, the earlier discussed smart farming, where computer systems are pulling data from 5G-equipped equipment, information like soil temperature, pH and moisture levels, humidity, atmospheric pressure and wind speed, and feeding all of that into AI systems that can tell a farmer exactly what they need to treat their crops with, or, through the use of 5G, actually be able to activate the machinery and put it to work. Next, in education, 5G is enabling a wider group of people to access technology and educational sites in a data-rich way. A final sustainable development goal that 5G is attacking is reducing inequality. Digital marketplaces are being opened for different geographical and socioeconomic groups by the introduction of 5G networks across broad geographical areas. How does 5G help us reach sustainable development goals? It's empowering new underserved groups to interact with the digital world, reducing any inequality by increasing representation in digital marketplaces, allowing underserved groups to be a part of the modern business environment, enabling smart farming, real-time data analysis, and feeding AI systems in the energy network in order to help industry make smarter, safer decisions. For my two truths and one lie, I have Canada is leading the 5G revolution. 5G has strong implications for farming. 5G will help the world become better educated. Comment below and tell me which one you think is the lie.